One of our viewers had this question. I have no retirement savings. I'm 48 years old. I make $30,000 per year. I need help. So we're going to explore this situation. So stay tuned for the full segment. Welcome back. This is Richard with Wisdom Investor. Our viewer here is close to 50 years old, and many people, when they get to be around 50 years old, they start thinking seriously about their retirement. Now, our viewer in this case has not saved anything. Now, the last couple of years have been tough for many people, so there could be any number of things that could have happened. Now, they are employed, which is good news. Interesting enough, when most people reach retirement age, they've saved enough money that would be equivalent to about $1,000 per month in their savings. And then, of course, they would add their Social Security to that. So we're going to take a look at this situation here and see if we can give this viewer some help. Also, if you have any questions or if you have any comments or methods that might help this viewer, leave your comments. They're much appreciated. The Transamerica Center for Retirement Studies has some interesting facts I wanted to share. Our viewer said they were 48 years old. That puts them born approximately 1973. Those born between 1965 and 1980 are considered the Generation X era. The baby boomers were born between 1946 and 64, and after the Generation X era is the millennials. Now we're going to look at this chart here. We're not comparing these numbers to our viewer. We're just trying to get an idea of some averages of what people are able to accomplish. Down here at the bottom right, we see the number 6,000. This is the median emergency savings people in this category have been able to save. Now this is an area our viewer is going to want to start to tackle, start developing an emergency saving. Next to the emergency savings, we see 107,000. This is the median retirement account balance that people in this Generation X era have been able to save. Again, there's going to be many who've saved more and many who saved less, but it is something our viewer is going to want to start contributing to. And then over here at the top left, we see 65%. 65% of people in Generation X era are paying off debt, which is a good idea, but we want to get into retirement with as little debt as possible. Out of curiosity, let's take a look at the baby boomers here. Now, baby boomers here have been able to save $10,000 in emergency savings. That's the median. The median amount saved in retirement accounts is $202,000. If a person started to withdraw money from their $202,000, if they were earning 4%, they could withdraw a little bit over $1,000 per month for 20 years. If you had a higher rate of return on your $202,000, you would be able to withdraw a higher amount of money on a monthly basis. Now, what can we learn from this information here so far? First thing our viewer is going to want to start doing is developing an emergency savings. Start putting money aside as quickly as possible. We all know unexpected things happen. The second thing is they're going to need to start developing a savings plan. Now, our viewer here is 48 years old. They make $30,000 per year. They're probably not going to be able to save $500,000 by the time they retire, but they can start to develop a nest egg that can help supplement their expenses when they do retire. The other thing that they really need to think realistic about, they're going to have to work until 70 years old or as close to 70 as possible. One, they'll need that income to pay their bills as they get older, and also they'll be able to build their retirement benefits to a larger amount if they wait until age 70. I appreciate your input if you have any ideas on what this person should do to save for retirement. I put together some ideas here on what our viewers should do at this point. First thing is, where's the money being spent? The person said they're making $30,000 per year. So we want to evaluate all the possible income that's coming in and also evaluate and calculate expenses. After our viewer has calculated expenses, they're going to need to take a look at their expenses and find ways where they can reduce some of their expenses. That money will go to areas like emergency savings or retirement savings. Look at the rent. That's one of the biggest and largest expenses that each of us have. Food. Where can we cut back? What about money spent on entertainment and extras? Now, when we talk about saving money in today's world, it's tough. Here's an article that says inflation is costing U.S. households an extra $311 per month. Our viewer needs to look at the income side also. Can they get a better paying job or maybe work part-time or maybe even overtime at their existing job. What about a side gig? Is there something they can do on the side that can generate extra revenues? If they work for a company that has a 401k and maybe they match money, I would get involved in the 401k ASAP. Any monies that this company matches is free money to you. And then eventually find a way to save 20% of your income to build that nest egg as quickly as possible. Our scripture today is Proverbs 12:11. He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding. So the person that works hard will be satisfied with plenty of food. The reality of the situation is our viewer's going to have to work until age 70. Their income from their job will pay their expenses while they're developing a nest egg and also their emergency savings. By the time they get to 70, they will have reached the maximum amount that they can withdraw from Social Security. This will help them in their retirement. Also, by that time, hopefully they have some type of a nest egg to help supplement their retirement from Social Security. Along the way, we need to start cutting expenses and be very efficient on how we spend our money. So I want to thank you for watching here today. If you have any comments, leave a comment. Stay tuned for our next update.